Welcome back to Stuttering Sports. Today is February 22nd, 2021, and the topic for today is Zion Williamson and how much better do I think he can get. To start this season, Zion Williamson is averaging 25 points per game off 62% from the field, 7 rebounds per game, 3 assists per game, 1 block, and 1 steal per game. This is merely the floor, and this is honestly fantastic to watch. We saw yesterday during the Celtics game, or late in the game, something very telling showed. And he's on a team with the likes of J.J. Redick and Brandon Ingram down in crunch time. Stan Van Gundy drew up a play where the play was essentially for Zion Williamson to get the ball, run to the paint, bully the shit right out of Tristan Thompson, and send him into the underworld. Just bully him and get the and one, and that's exactly what happened. And that was very telling to me because it shows that, Van Gundy, the Pelicans, they are trusting him with crunch time minutes and giving him more of those big moments because Zion, you can make a case he's already their best player. You can make a strong case for him being an all-star right now. 25 points per game off 62% from the field. This dude is living up to the hype, but where can he get better at? That is the topic of the video. So yeah, let's talk about what I think is the realistic ceiling for him. I don't think his points per game is going to get much better because the way he plays the game, it's bully ball. He gets into the paint and he bullies whoever is in the paint, and it works. He's shooting 62% from the field. So there is the obvious, his points per game is gonna go up. That is just going to happen as he grows as an overall player. You could probably expect his field goal percentage to go up too, but the main thing with his scoring is, can he become a great three-point shooter? I personally don't think so. Granted, he's not even 60 games into his career yet, so we don't really know, but I don't think he'll become a great three-point shooter based off the fact that not many physical beasts can translate into that three-point shooter, the main example being Giannis. If Zion ever becomes a three-point shooter, he probably won't be a great one. He'll probably just be a good one. So I do think his points per game will probably hit a ceiling here soon because he's not going to average 35, 40 points per game. That just won't happen. So I do think so when it comes to points per game, I do think he'll hit a ceiling here soon. When you look at his rebounds per game, I think it's around the same for that too, because he's currently putting up seven rebounds per game, and naturally, once again, as he continues to play, those numbers will steadily increase to maybe 9. But when you're 6'8", there's not much you can do unless he randomly grows. There is simply not much more he can do when it comes to the rebounding side of the ball. So when it comes to points and rebounds, there will obviously be that natural growth, but I don't think that it will be anything substantial. Moving on to assists per game, this is the major one. This is the main one that I was very excited to talk about. If he can implement passing into his game, he will be a truly special player. Because he is already a very special player. I'm going to keep on referring back to it. 25 points per game off 62% from the field in his second season with a shortened offseason, the whole bubble thing, the break before the bubble. This is just insane. Before his 60th career game, this is absurd. This is insane. This does not happen very often. So he is a once-in-a-generational player. So when you look at his assists per game numbers, he is currently averaging 3 assists per game. If if he can implement this Russell Westbrook style of play into his game, then what I mean when I say Russell Westbrook style of play, so when Russell Westbrook just cuts to the basket, and with his athleticism and speed, he immediately draws 2, maybe 3 guys to the basket to hopefully defend or get the rebound. Where Zion can do that because Zion has that physical frame. He's already so fluid when it comes to the paint. So if he can implement that Russell Westbrook style, because Russ, what he does is whether he takes the shot or he kicks it out to a dude for a corner 3, or he potentially kicks it out for a top of the key 3. If Zion can implement that into his game, because with him and Brandon Ingram, this is a video for another time, but with him and Brandon Ingram both not being great passers, I do think one of these guys definitely needs to pick up that trait, and that's where Zion comes in. And if Zion can implement that and kind of kick it out to Brandon Ingram, or kick it out to Lonzo, kick it out to Josh Hart, JJ Redick, even hell, Nicola Melli, it does not matter who, just as long as he can do it and that assist per game number can go up, that will make him a far more dynamic player, and that'll make the Pelicans spacing better. That will make the defense fear him when it comes to passing. That will leave a lot more one-on-one scenarios. And let's just say, if that doesn't leave more one-on-one scenarios for Zion, let's just say, people are forced to crash to the paint, then it leaves more three-point shots for guys like Brandon Ingram and Lonzo. So this is really a win-win situation. So that assist per game number is definitely where I think he should improve as he goes on with his career. We already talked about points per game. He's going to hit a ceiling with that eventually. I don't think he'll ever be a great three-point shooter. Rebounds per game, he's going to hit a ceiling for that here soon. He's only 6'8". There's not much more that he can do. But it is definitely the assist per game number, where if he can implement that Russell Westbrook type play and just cut to the basket and kick it out, that would be so much fun to watch, and that would be so hard to defend for defenses, because he's already hard enough to defend. But then when you kick it out to Brandon Ingram, that forces a closeout. Boom. Most of the time, that ball is going in. So that's the topic for assists per game. Let's talk more about his defensive play. He averages 1 steal and 0.7 blocks per game. I usually round up and just say 1 block per game. When it comes to his blocks per game, I don't know if that's really going to improve that much. It's kind of similar to the rebounding thing. He is 6'8". His athletic ability is fucking absurd. We already know that. So I also think naturally there his blocks per game will go up, just with his basketball IQ going up. But kind of similar to the assists per game, I think steals per game can be a huge one too, because where Zion shines is like definitely in transition play. If it's a 1-on-1, 2-on-1, he's impossible to guard, and there's simply nothing you can do about that. So what can you do to get more like transition possessions, if that's a thing for Zion? Make him become a better dude at pickpocketing. Make him become more dynamic on defense. So I definitely do think steals per game, and getting him just in transition more, because where he shines is transition ball. No one can guard this dude one-on-one, especially when he's barreling down the court. So if you make him a better defender with his steals per game, get him in transition more. The Pelicans, they already have Lonzo. Hopefully they don't trade Lonzo, but they already have Lonzo, who is a great defenseman. I don't know how many steals per game he averages, but he's an above average defender for guards in this league. So if his steal per game numbers can continue to climb, then he can be in transition more with Zion. I think Zion's assist per game number plus his steal per game numbers, that is truly the realistic aspects of his game where he can grow and become a top 5 player like 4 or 5 years down the road. Because right now, currently, 25 points per game, off 62% from the field. This is merely his floor. And why I wanted to make this video today was because what he did yesterday was incredible late into that game. And that got me thinking, what if he became more guard-like? Because he has the athleticism to do so. He has the frame that no other guard has. So what if he becomes a better passer plus a better pickpocketer? That's why I wanted to make this video. If you enjoyed this, share it with your friends. Hit the like button and subscribe if you'd like to see more stuff like this. I try to do this daily. Obviously, sometimes you just can't do it daily. Sometimes there's really nothing to talk about. But yeah, this is my first basketball video. I plan on making a lot more of these, and especially on Zion. He is the most interesting player this league has to offer, to me at least. He's a physical beast. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed and have a great day.